Okay, hello and welcome to my 14th video, lucky number 14th. My lucky number's 14, so hopefully we'll have one out. Today we're fishing, today this is a bit complicated really, because we're actually on my grandmother's land at the moment. There are two ponds on here with wild carp in. There was one with wild carp in, and about 3 years ago I caught some of those wild carp and moved them into the other lake, because there's two lakes. I moved them into the other lake, and that was about 3 years ago, and they've grown pretty big now. And the plan for today is, in the daytime today, we're going to fish on the lake with the original wild carp in. They aren't very many, and they aren't very big in there. And we'll try and get a few of those out and move them into the second lake, because this lake is better for the fish than the first lake. And then in the night we're going to go after carp and eels in here, after the 5 carp that are in here, because I put 5 in. I had one out last year at £11, and I've seen a mirror that looks well into double figures, but as I said, there's only 5 in here, so we'll do well to get one out, but any fish will be welcome, to be honest, on this trip, because the stocking density is so low and they are wild fish. So try and get a few of those carp out for you, and they'll fight exceptionally well if we do, and some eels in the night as well, because I know there are eels in both of these lakes. I'm the only one that fishes these lakes now. My uncles used to fish them years ago, but they've sort of given up now, and so basically I'll see you on the first lake. Okay, hey, this is the first lake. Just look around. There's some ducks out there. There's a small carp in here, basically. Lots of crucians. There's a couple of ghosties. There's actually a few tench in here. And our plan for the day is actually to try and catch these fish and then move them into the other lake where it's better for the fish. So hopefully we'll have a few out of here on the float and then move down to the overnight for carp and eels. So yeah, I'll see you later. Loopy. Okay, first fish of the day. It's been a while coming. It's been thunder, lightning, rain. Been sitting inside drinking tea for the last sort of hour, because we physically couldn't fish. There was nothing we could do. But a new PB crucian. You see by the mouth there, it's got no barbules like you find on a normal carp, and that's how you can tell it's a crucian. I'll do a lateral line check just to make sure when I get home. Make sure he's on the mat. I had that on float fish maggot, just down into the margins. I'll put a still in a minute to get a nice picture of him, but yeah, lovely fish. I had my PB crucian from this lake a couple of weeks ago at £2.10, and this one £3.4, so delighted with that. And yeah, lovely fish. I'll slip him back in a minute after I've got a few stills, so see you later. Okay, we've just moved over to the second lake, the Big Fish Lake. It's about, 9 o'clock, so we've got about half an hour of light left to set up our rods, set up our swims, and then we'll settle down in the tent and hopefully have a very much interrupted night with plenty of alarms going off. But as I say, there's only about 5 in it that we know of, and the one we released earlier, which I doubt we'll be catching this evening unless it's really stupid. So yeah, I'll probably see you again once it's got dark, and hopefully with a fish. Look at that. Absolutely pristine wild common carp. What a beautiful fish. Taking on a few maggots. And turn my head towards you. I can speak the fish, I'm sure you can see me. But look at that. Absolutely pristine, and that is a wonderful sign, because that means the fish in this lake have spawned and they're a small carp, and there were only 5 fish in this lake, and so they'd be really difficult to catch. But now there are these lot as well. You know, this is just absolutely pristine, and I know it's, God, is it 4 ounces to 6 ounces, maybe half a pound actually. But I've never seen a more beautiful carp in my life. And he just swallowed about 8 maggots on called a captor size 6. I mean, he's done very well to fit that in his mouth, to be honest. But yeah, what a lovely fish, and that's such good news for here because, as I said, there's only 5 fish in here. And so the fact that they've spawned and had babies is really, really good. And it shows that the lake is a good ecosystem and they're doing well in here. So yeah, we're slipping back, but that's wonderful. I'm really pleased. Okay, I knew there was some in here. My PB, second PB of the trip. This is an eel. Oh, £1, what was it? 110, I think it was.
Yep.
Not huge, but he's about 50 centimetres in length.
Pretty long.
They're ridiculously strong eels.
And very
More
annoying.
than you think. Give him a second to calm it. We still haven't unhooked him because he swallowed it quite deep, so
Yeah.
do that in a minute.
Miles down.
But whoa! They are crazy strong when they're contorting their body. Right.
Can't tell which end's ahead.
Can you see this well on the camera?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Just about. If I shine the light down his body.
And then, look at that. Beautiful fish, aren't they, eels? They're just designed to be absolute eating machines. And he's done well with the hook. I tell you, it's about 2 inches down and we're having a pretty disgorged job here, but there we are. PB. Whoa!
Good thing we got the mat.
He's
oh,
on the mat,
don't
yeah.
let him out.
So, we thought it was a carp, and so Leo the cameraman was trying to net him, and he kept netting the head, and it wouldn't go in the net, and he was.
I was thinking, what? This doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
But,
yeah,
we got him in at the end.
We'll try and unhook him.
Figuring it out.
We'll get a stills as well, but yeah,
Once
there we are.
unhooked.
PB eel. Lovely jubbly. See you later. Okay, it's about what's the time? 1:15. This one's a little more feisty than the last, but I think slightly bigger than the last, but I don't want to weigh him because it's dark and I don't want to be bothered with it. To be honest, the novelty of it's gone slightly, and it's 1:30 in the morning and I'm holding another slimy eel. But thought I'd better show it to the camera. Put up a great fight, this one. Screaming run, and I'm running into the back of the tent like a maniac trying to get to the rod, and thankfully my friend's got slightly more brains.
Yes, I know.
But yeah, lovely fish. And they are beautiful in their own way, really nice.
See if I can get closer.
Look at him. What a beautiful fish. His tails, look at his tail. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, hey guys. I didn't have anything after that. I had another run at about 3:15 and I hooked into a smaller eel, but unfortunately it dropped off, which saved me the hassle of unhooking it at least. So, not too bad, and it was smaller than the other two, so I wasn't missing out on anything. But then, yeah, pretty quiet rest of the night, and now it's just woken up. It's 7:35. They just put the baits out again, and refreshing the baits, and hopefully we'll have a carp out this morning, because that was my aim, to have the carp out in the morning, eels in the night, but you never know. And then we'll move back onto the smaller lake later in the day, try and get some of the other fish out as well. So plenty of fishing still to be done. I'll see you later. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you where I was fishing. I've got one rod just along those marginal lilies just on the left. Just tight to those. I had one of the eels from there last night on a bunch of maggots on a size 6. I think about 15 maggots just piled on there. And yeah, and then I've baited that up with ground bait and hemp and dead maggots, and that's been doing the trick. And then the other ones, I think, slightly more into open water. That's the broken tree that's in the pond, and I think the fish like it there. So yeah, and then I've got one sort of between the reed bed and the tree, just on the same tactic, a size 6, piled with maggots basically. And I had one eel off that as well, and the run I didn't land last night. So yeah, we might make a move later to the other lake, but to be honest, if the fishing is good and the carp are showing, then we'll probably stay on here. But if within an hour and a half we haven't had touches or indications that there's fish feeding, then we'll probably make a move. Sorry for that sort of weird ray of light there. I don't know if it'll be on the video, but it's definitely on the camera screen. That's just the sun reflecting on the water. Quite bright. But yeah,
Okay,
see you later.
we've moved back over to the first lake because we didn't even have a bleep on the second lake while we were there this morning. I think all the actions on that lake's come in the evening and the night and early morning, and in the middle of the day there's just nothing doing. So we've come back to where I had the crucian yesterday, fishing in the same spot, just down to the right of those snags down there, just with a float and some maggots and some ground bait just to get them in, and hopefully have another crucian out of there. So yeah, I'll see you later. Okay, so that's the end of the session. We have to go home now. It's been a pretty good session. We had some nice eels out overnight, and then I had that nice crucian and a couple of smaller fish. I had one that I didn't show you in the last hour that was about that big, but we released it into this lake, as I said. So yeah, now there's a few more fish in here. Plus, as we found out last night with that small, pristine, beautiful miniature fish, they've actually spawned in here as well. So there are a lot of small carp, and this lake over the next 2 or 3 years will turn into a real good lake, with eel fishing, and then obviously the big carp that are already in here that are well over doubles, and the smaller ones coming through as well. And we've released a specimen crucian and a smaller crucian. It should be a good lake in the future. So we'll be back here sometime in the summer. But for now, goodbye. I hope you liked it, and yeah, I'll see you next time.